let's talk about something that happens to millions of us, almost always in the dark. It's this mysterious, unconscious habit that can leave you waking up with a sore jaw, a nasty headache, and can even do some serious damage to your teeth. You know that feeling, right? You wake up and there's that dull ache in your temples, or your jaw just feels tight and tired. You might just shrug it off as a weird night's sleep, but it could actually be a sign that your body was working overtime while you were out. But get this, and this is the part that's going to blow your mind. Teeth grinding isn't some random accident that happens in your sleep. It's a highly orchestrated event. In fact, your body starts preparing to grind a full 8 minutes before it even happens. Welcome to Sleepedia, a corner of the internet dedicated to the science of sleep and circadian rhythms. All right, first things first, we have to completely reframe how we think about teeth grinding. Seriously, this is not just some bad habit you need to break. It's way more complex than that. Think of it as a message, a sometimes destructive one for sure, but a message coming directly from your brain. The official fancy term for it is bruxism. It actually comes from a Greek word, brygmos, which means the gnashing of teeth. And it really covers two things. You've got clenching, where you're just squeezing your jaw tight. And then you have grinding, which is that classic back and forth motion. Now, for the longest time, the common wisdom was that you grind your teeth because you have a bad bite or your teeth are crooked. But modern science has totally flipped that idea on its head. We now know that sleep bruxism is actually a sleep-related movement disorder. The real driver isn't your teeth at all. It's your central nervous system. It's all coming from the brain. And this, my friends, is where things get really fascinating. Through some incredible research, scientists have uncovered what they call a secret sequence, a super precise neurological countdown that happens in your body every single time you grind. And this isn't just a theory, you know. They figured this out in sleep labs, hooking people up to all sorts of sensors, what's called a polysomnography study. They tracked everything, brain waves, heart rate, muscle twitches, you name it. And they mapped out this whole sequence, which has a technical name, Rhythmic Masticatory Muscle Activity, or RMMA for short. Okay, just look at this timeline. The precision here is absolutely remarkable. Up to 8 minutes before a grinding event even starts, your fight or flight system kicks on. Then we jump to just 4 seconds before, and your brain waves shift into a lighter state. 1 second before impact, your heart rate literally surges. And only then, after all of that, do your jaw muscles finally get the signal to clench and grind. It's an unbelievably predictable chain of events. So you're probably wondering, when does this all go down? Well, the data shows it's not happening during your deepest, most restorative sleep. It's actually most common during the lighter stages of sleep, or in those little moments when your brain is shifting gears between different sleep cycles. Okay, so if the brain is the one pulling all the strings here, the obvious next question is why? Why would it do this? And believe me, the answer is a total plot twist. What if grinding isn't actually the problem? What if it's the solution to an even bigger problem? Let me ask you something. Just think for a second. The person you know who grinds, maybe it's you, maybe it's your partner, are they also the person who snores? That connection, well, it turns out to be a massive clue. See, here's the underlying issue. For a lot of us, when we sleep, the muscles in our throat relax so much that our airway can get narrow or even collapse a little bit. And when that happens, you're not getting enough oxygen. And this is the body's absolutely ingenious built-in solution. The moment your brain senses that dip in oxygen, it panics a little and thinks, I gotta open that airway, and I gotta do it now. So it triggers the grinding reflex. All that muscle tightening in the jaw and throat actually pulls the tongue forward and physically reopens the airway so you can breathe properly again. It's amazing. So the most important takeaway here is this. In many cases, bruxism isn't the enemy. It's an involuntary survival reflex. It's your body's emergency plan to make sure you keep breathing through the night. It's a symptom of a breathing issue, not just a dental one. So, if our bodies have this built-in safety feature, what are the things in our lives that are basically pushing that button over and over again? What's fueling the fire and making us grind more often and more intensely? Well, this probably won't surprise anyone, but daily stress and anxiety are right at the top of the list. They keep your nervous system on high alert, which makes that whole grinding sequence way more likely to kick off. But things like caffeine and alcohol are huge triggers too, either by overstimulating you or just messing up your sleep patterns. And then there's genetics. This is a big one. Research shows that if one of your parents was a tooth grinder, you have about a 50-50 shot of being one too. Yeah, for some of us, it's just hardwired right into our DNA. And hey, it's really important to know this isn't just a sleep thing. Awake bruxism is totally real. You ever catch yourself clenching your jaw while you're focused on a work project or maybe stuck in traffic? That's the exact same system at play, just during the daytime. All right, so knowing everything we now know, what can we actually do about it? The game plan really has two main goals. First, protect your teeth from the physical damage, and second, calm down the nervous system that's sending out the grinding signals to begin with. So here's a simple 3-step roadmap. Step 1 is pure defense. Get a custom-fit night guard from your dentist. It acts like a shock absorber. Step 2 is about calming things down. Work on managing stress, create a relaxing power-down hour before bed with no screens, and maybe even talk to your doctor about supplements like magnesium. And step 3, and this one is absolutely crucial, investigate the root cause. If you snore or you're tired all day, please go see a sleep specialist and get your airway checked. And I really want this point to sink in. A night guard is like a helmet for your teeth. It is essential for protecting you from damage, but it doesn't stop the crash from happening. It does nothing to stop the brain signal from telling your jaw to grind in the first place. So let's end on this thought. We've learned that teeth grinding isn't some random destructive habit. It's a signal, it's a clue coming from deep inside your nervous system. So the real question you should be asking isn't, how do I stop grinding, but what is my body trying to tell me? Is it stress? Is it my breathing? Figuring that out is the true key to a quiet, peaceful night's sleep.